Hi, everybody. This is Spiritual Teacher for You. My name is Cassie, and I'm here to give you a message. And something was like, use all of your old decks that you haven't used in a while. So I literally went into my drawer, pulled out all the decks that I haven't used in a while, plus my new Egyptian Oracle deck. So I will be using these decks to see what messages comes through, because what I'm feeling right now is a very ancient old energy, and it's a little bit difficult to navigate. I have really struggled to turn the camera on for the past several minutes. um, but there are definitely some very ancient wisdom and knowledge that is wanting to come forward for this collective. So I have my cosmic deck here. And so we're just going to pull some cards from there first. And we'll go through the other decks and see what comes out. My energy feels very slow right now. So I'm probably going to be talking a little bit slower and maybe taking a little bit longer to feel through these energies, even though I do ask Spirit to help speed it up, the messages. But yeah, so let's see what this ancient wisdom and knowledge has for us. I just dropped a card. Usually I don't know. The energy sometimes isn't there to pick up these, but this one definitely felt significant for you. This is the Giver of Light cosmic card. So I do sense that this is a collective of light workers, those trying to heal, even though you're healing yourself right now, those trying to heal the planet and heal the ones around them. I do sense that there is some heavy energies here to get through the healing, and it has required you to step kind of outside of yourself to release the control that you think you have over this healing process. The only control you have over this is deciding to do it. That feels like the only control that you have. Deciding to heal and allowing the healing to take place. That's what I'm hearing. Allowing the healing to take place. All right, I'm going to my Moonology deck next. I think several readers have this deck. It is a great deck for feeling out the moon's influence on you and what the energies surrounding the moon are at this time. And just I when I get this deck, it feels like a feminine subtle energy. And also a subconscious energy that's not exactly out to the front. So it feels like something in the background. Step out of your comfort zone, your north node. Stepping out of your comfort zone. So this, like I said, this definitely feels like stepping out of the need to control your path and stepping into the realm of not knowing and going with the flow. So that is out of your comfort zone. A lot of people say step out of your comfort zone, as in put yourself out there more, but that's not necessarily the case here. This is more stepping out of your comfort zone to allow, like you're normally about taking control and going forward, and what's the next thing, what can we do, what action can we take right now. This doesn't feel like action that needs to be taken. This feels like changing changing your mindset. Excuse me, just a second. All right, I'm back. I just had some nose drainage drainage issues I had to work on. So anyways, so yes, this is stepping out of your comfort zone in the way that you think or believe, or just open to new ideas and new ways of doing things that you haven't done before, because the path that you're on is not one that's the normal path. It's not one that they teach you to take growing up. This is, you've stepped out of that a long time ago. You were never meant to go that path anyways. You are someone who is taking on a different path that looks nothing like your next door neighbor's path. So you cannot compare to those around you. Even if you have a spouse or a partner, your path looks nothing like theirs. That's what I'm seeing. So this is requiring you to be able to step away from thinking that you can do things normally, because you can't. Not if you continue down this spiritual path I feel you on. Okay. All right. We're using a deck. This is more of a, let me see if I have the box in here. This is, that's interesting. It's High Healer. So they made a deck, and this is the Certificate of Authenticity. So that's interesting that that came out. So I do feel that you are being asked right now to step more into your authenticity, and just not be scared to do that. That's what this stepping out of the comfort zone feels like, is being in your authenticity, which you haven't been in for a long time. You've been pretending. You've been convincing yourself. You've been convincing others. But have you truly been your authentic self out in the wild, out in public? Have you been your authentic self by yourself? When you're all alone, when nobody's watching, have you been your authentic self then? Or do you just keep moving in the same way that you've always been moving? Do you keep waking up doing the same things that you've always been doing, feeling the same emotions that you always feel every day, and then getting up and doing it all over again? Spirit's saying that won't last much longer, because you won't be able to handle it much longer. Your soul is ready to fly right now. I'm seeing the eagle. I'm seeing a horse gallop on a road where it's not supposed to be. I'm seeing two horses galloping on a road where they're not supposed to be, beside a red fence. So that red to me represents the fear that trapped them in. But now they are outside of their fence and living free together. So I do feel a soulmate here. And three cards came out. Three cards came out. So let's see what it says. I engage in activities that bring me joy and spark my creativity in the morning. So I definitely felt this need to change your morning routine, that getting up, immediately dreading getting ready to go to work, immediately looking at your phone, immediately just all these thoughts of the things that you've got to do. It all feels very just not fun. And it sets the tone for the day. So there is this need to greet the day in a different way and do something that sets you up for success. Maybe instead of grabbing your phone, you get coffee, go sit on the couch, and you meditate. You listen to the birds chirp. I feel like taking that moment, 5 to 10 minutes in the morning with your beverage, could be water, could be coffee, could be tea, orange juice, something a little lower on the sugar side, and just really taking that time to connect, ground, um, change your thoughts from dread to positive. Think about the positive things. Sorry, guys, I just saw something kind of float in the air over there. Now I don't see it, so it caught the corner of my eye. Um, and what's on the back of that card? Let's see. Oh, I love that arrow. That arrow speaks to me, like showing you the direction, showing the direction that you're going in, which is up, elevating. I love that. This is showing you how to elevate, because that's what you're doing right now, and that's why you're feeling the way you're feeling. I greet the day with a heart full of gratitude for the opportunities it holds. So again, there is that I greet the day, that morning time. So I do feel like spirit and your guides at this time are really encouraging you to take time in the morning every day. This isn't just, okay, Monday morning I'll do this, and then Tuesday comes and you're like, well, I did it yesterday. I don't need to do it again. No, this is a consistent routine that I'm hearing Spirit wants you to start doing. And then we have the sun and the moon down there. So there's some masculinity, balance of masculinity and femininity that I'm feeling here, that needs to be had. And notice, I mean, the sun is the masculine, look how big it is, and the moon is the feminine. And of course, the sun is much bigger than the moon, anyways. But I do sense that this masculine energy maybe have taken hold, or it's asking you to come into your masculine energy more as far as taking control and leadership of your life and making decisions that are good for you, not making decisions and considering everybody else around you. You are living your life, they're living theirs. I get that you may be a very supportive person, a very considerate, loyal person. I'm getting Taurus energy here, but there's a point where you're using your energy to control their lives. At some point, it's more about control and guilt and what will I look like if I don't help this person. And that's not the place that you help someone from. The place you help from someone from is from love. And if you don't have love for yourself and have self-love, then it's going to be very difficult to show the love that you want to show to others. So there's this need to really take time to build up that self-love, that self-care, that whatever you'd be willing to do for those people that you love, you should also be willing to do for yourself, okay? Embrace your power to create change, to challenge norms, and to rewrite the narrative. Your dreams, your aspirations, they matter and they have the potential to transform the world. I really feel the energy right now of someone having ideas and really like feeling the energy of wanting to like change their whole life because they just don't like where it's going. They don't like how they're showing up. They don't like how they feel, how they let others make them feel. I just feel that there is this time right now, and this could be over months or weeks happening here, where you feel this transition from accepting that life is just the way it is and more of in control of where your life is going, more in control of how you want to show up. Who do you want to show up as today? Who do you want to be today? And I'm also getting that your guides want you to ask for their help. They want you to say, Spirit, I'm getting that song again by oh gosh, it's leaving me. Anyways, it's called Oceans by Hillsong. And Spirit, lead me where my let me see if I can pull up the lyrics really, really quickly. Okay, so whew, really? I didn't take it off my list, did I? There it is. Okay. I just feel this call that you feel, right? I feel that you have been called to something, and it reminds me of, Let It Frozen 2, where Aurora is the original singer of the that calls Elsa, and she's like, I hear you, but I'm ignoring you. No, I just got my life figured out. I am not listening to you. I finally got myself in a place where I can control my powers. I know what I'm doing. I've built a solid foundation. I like my life. Don't make me change it. I don't want to listen. But it keeps calling her. You know, it keeps calling her. And so I just feel like there's a call that you keep hearing. Like you may even hear your name being called. You may hear lyrics that are like, is that for me? Yes, it's for you. So the lyrics I'm really here is Spirit lead me where my trust is without borders. As in, when you decide to answer the call, ask Spirit to lead you and protect you on this journey that you agreed to come here to do. Like your soul, that's your soul calling to you. It's not spirit actually. It's your highest self. It's you that's calling you to follow a certain path that you agreed to do before you even came here, okay? All right. So now we want to go to this deck. I wore with this deck because it looks so bright. The pictures are so bright, And then I'll read the book and there's weird energy that I feel. So I'm giving this deck another chance. It's not bad energy. It's just like, that is not what I got from the picture. Like the pictures just seem to show something different than what the book tells. And so I always had to discern if I'm reading the book or going with what I feel from the pictures on the cards or the energy of the card. So at this time, I'm being told to trust your energy for the card. Okay. I've also been getting messages from Spirit about staying soft. I even put a video on my TikTok with roses because I was just getting, and the roses have bloomed open, and it's this rather like delicate process to like open up, right? Like the flower petals on a rose, and when it opens up it looks like a totally different flower. And roses are just so beautiful. I used to not like roses a whole lot because they were so overplayed. A dozen roses, whatever. But the older I get and the more I'm like tuned into what a rose is, they really are a beautiful, beautiful flower. And especially when they've bloomed. When they haven't bloomed, to me, they give off very. I more pay attention to the thorns. Like it's like their thorns show up before the actual rose flower itself to me when they haven't opened. But once they've bloomed, all I can see is the beauty of the flower, and the thorns are there just to protect it. Wow, that's some really cool energy there. So if you've been seeing roses, there is a message here about being soft while you bloom, not just putting the thorns forward, because spirit has got you. Spirit's protecting you right now as you blossom, and they want you to approach this blossoming in a softer way, not such a fiery, passionate, gung-ho, let's get it done kind of way, but more of trusting the energies you feel and just trusting that the blossoming will happen naturally and it will unfold the way it's supposed to unfold. You can't force it to unfold any type of way. I just heard a strange noise in my living room. Okay, let's do this. What message does this is called Solace, I think. Sorry, I'm just getting the guidebook if I can find it. It may not be around right now. So, oh, is that it? Did I find it? No, that's the wrong one. Sorry about that. Again, I'm not supposed to find it. That's why I'm not finding it. Good Lord. I just forgot that quickly. Okay, let's see what we've got here. Okay, Spirit. Oh, there we go. We've got the numbers 46 and 18. Okay, so here are the cards. 46 and 18. You could be 46 years old. I'm hearing 18 weeks. But this, or you could be 46 does create 10, which is a completion. Excuse me, I'm getting some throat activation here. So there could be something about um, being speaking from the heart in a gentle way. I keep hearing gentle, and like the way she's holding that baby. It's like this is like some of you may actually be having a baby or have a baby or have just had a baby. And so that feeling of sometimes when I would want the kids to be really careful with their laptops or, something they were holding, I'd say, hold it like it's your baby. So this feels like treating yourself, treating your growth, your spiritual growth, treating, there's just something very new in your life, and Spirit's wanting you to treat it like it's your newborn, taking care of it, nurturing it, checking on it, making sure it's okay, making sure it's breathing, making sure that it's eating, um, making sure that you are sending it loving energy, making sure you're protecting it. There's something about protection here as you would protect your newborn from danger. You're not going to let just anybody go kiss your baby. That's the same thing. You're not just letting anybody into this new energy I'm feeling. Very interesting. This could be a love that I'm feeling. That partner that came out earlier that I heard. What was it? Oh, I saw the two horses. So this could be you and someone else, and it's a new relationship. There's this need to nurture that relationship and protect it. Not letting other people put their inputs on your how you go about this relationship. Could be with your child, or this could be with that new energy that's in your life. Beauty really speaks to me from this card, almost like I'm getting a few messages here. For some of you, this beauty is what you're focusing on so much. Yeah, and it's almost like there's something about seeing past the beauty here, like how exaggerated her lips are. It's like who are you doing these things to your body for? Are you doing it for you, or like what standard of beauty are you basing your standard of beauty on? What standards are you basing how you view beauty on? The colors from this, that pink, the blushy colors, I don't feel this is, and how fuzzy it is, I don't feel that someone here is being authentic with themselves as far as like when they're wearing makeup. And I of course I feel a feminine here, but this could be masculines, males, females as well, who decide to cover themselves with hair or whatever, whatever we do to hide ourselves. That's what this feels like, is you're trying to hide yourself, your true self, behind standards that aren't even yours. Interesting. Okay. What else here? These are my crystal cards. And right behind it are more crystal cards. So I'm going to pull one crystal card from this deck and then another one from the other deck. I'm running out of room here to shuffle. There could be a message in that that there needs to be a purging of old energies, of old used energies that you no longer are using. Like it's old. There's no point now. Okay. I'm normally someone who gets ready for the camera. I literally just had on this tank top and nothing else, and I was like, oh, I probably should put something else on. So I have my handy dandy shawl, and so, but normally I have on makeup, I have on jewelry, I have my hair really like try to fix it up or at least a little bit, make it look presentable. And I just felt like this like why I don't need to do all that. Why? What's important is the message. And so I am hearing a message now for you of being naked, being vulnerable, showing your true colors. That song by Kesha and Zed, True Colors, is coming out. Like she's like, I'm showing my true colors and it ain't your rainbow. Like my colors are very unique. It ain't your typical rainbow, okay? So that's what I feel is that you have colors that aren't your typical rainbow, but you've been hiding them. You've been covering them up with I don't know, just stuff, dull colors. You've been covering them up with with your insecurities and fear and self-judgment. And now I just feel this need to open up and just expose yourself, expose your true colors, okay? I'm getting to a message about females worried about being feminine enough and males worried about being masculine enough. And Spirit's saying there is a balance to these energies inside all of us. So it's okay if a man shows his feelings. Of course, he has feelings. He's a human. I don't know why men got it in their head that they can't express themselves emotionally. Okay. And then females, I'm seeing you being actually what I just got was females being um not wanting to look weak. So they almost overcompensate, trying to be strong and look as strong as a male. And I don't know. And then there's the females that worry too much about if what they're doing is ladylike or not. So Spirit's really wanting us to take a break on that and come into balance with these energies. Spirit, how can we do that? What's a crystal we can use for that? I'm getting serpentine. The serpentine crystal. Looks like this. Interesting. It's a lime to kale green stone with a reptilian appearance. Serpentine's activating energy is like a deep exfoliation treatment for the spiritual self. Anyone in need of a fresh start, this is where it's good for. Okay. All right. What other crystal energy are we going to get now? All right, we've got lapis lazuli, and I just found out recently that lapis lazuli was actually used for bright bluish pigmentation, and then they would add other things into it to make it different colors. But I love that lapis lazuli was used as paint. That's amazing. Step up to sovereignty. Knowing your worth. Yes, this is. I love too that there are roses in this picture. How cool is that? And the blue. I was noticing blue. This is definitely something to do with activating your voice, not just your throat, but your voice. Like putting it out there. It reminds me of the girl off of Sister Act 2 where she's in the or is it Sister Act 1? Yeah, it's Sister Act 1 where she goes to the convent and teaches them how to sing and be a choir. And then the one girl who has such a beautiful voice, but it was so tiny. and like she didn't really speak up. And then Mary Magdalene, was that her name? Sister Mary Francis? Oh gosh, I can't remember all the names. But Mary Magdalene came out for a reason here. She's the feminine female counterpart to Jesus. And so anyway, so Sister Mary Clarence, who was Whoopi Goldberg, thank you, Spirit, came and like kind of shook it out of her, like, and she came out with this like beautiful voice, and everybody was like, whoa, where'd that come from? And so that's what I see that happening in you. And lapis lazuli would be a great stone to help you really be authentic in your voice, in your what am I getting? Some of you might be singers here. Oh, so now I'm getting messages of people singing, wanting that to be their career, wanting to be famous for singing. But I'm also getting that your voice is actually activating for a lot of people. Your voice, even if it's a speaking voice, you could be on a podcast. I'm just seeing that using your voice has helped activate people, and Spirit wants you to tap into that. But they also want, and there's something about being balanced in your feminine and masculine in order to really allow this voice frequency to come forward fully to really impact the people that it needs to impact. Wow, that was a deep, deep message there. Okay. I'm getting called to pull another crystal card from this deck. So let's see the deck that the serpentine one came from. Shut up. Is that Moldavite? Oh, no, that's Tektite. Okay, well, that's calling to me for some reason. Actually, these... Wow. Okay, well, it says this is smoky quartz, but what do you see? Do you not see a bumblebee like I do? Bumblebee, bumblebee, bumblebee. Um, so I've been getting bee symbolism lately. So, and bees, of course, are about productivity, but this doesn't necessarily mean productivity in a let's get busy kind of way. It's more productivity like, are you acting towards who you want to be and what you want to do? Okay. So this is smoky quartz, which is clarity inducing vibes. And this also has protected, do not cross over this line vibes. So that's very interesting. Put this stone, if you have smoky quartz, put this stone somewhere where there's a lot of energy. So I'm hearing by your front door, at your dining table, in the kitchen. Okay. And then we also have this very bright blue stone called azurite. I love it. There's that blue again. So this is this is for fiery people because it's a very soft. Oh, this is that soft energy that I'm tapping into. So this is for people who are very fired up and ready to go, fiery, passionate energy, probably fire signs, Leo, Sagittarius, Virgo, Aries, sorry. I always think Virgo, but Virgo came out for a reason. Meditative and dreamy, it's soft. It has copper infused mineral. This is for people who are vain and materialistic, always craving something. So azurite, people who are not easily satisfied. This puts you in more of an energy of accepting and appreciating everything you have. And then I thought this was moldavite. It truly, I mean, look, I have my moldavite right here. It truly resembles moldavite, but this is tektite. Tektite describes any natural glass formed as the result of meteor impacts with our blue planet. Modern science deems the stones terrestrial in composition, but believers in ancient astronauts have other theories. Interesting. So this is for people believing that a lot of patterns and trauma come from their ancestors, from their connection to things beyond their control at this point. Use this when gravity feels extra heavy and it's time to blast off. Okay, this is for raising your vibration. But what's interesting is moldavite is also a meteorite, so there is something about space rocks that seem to be very beneficial at this time. Okay, let's move on to my deck that I have created and have added to along the way when I feel the energies of a big message for the collective. At this point, I'm not sure how many cards are in this deck, but I don't see it stopping anytime soon. I definitely feel like I'm about to add to it. Clairaudient, this is what I was saying about listening to lyrics, taking more of a stillness stance, listening to lyrics, listening to what's going on around you, listening to nature, listening to people's words, listening when you're about to fall asleep and when you're waking up, listening to the background noises, not to the main noise in the room, but like the noises behind that noise. So balance is needed at this time. I feel like you're a very busy person, and that's why this whole message is about having a soft approach. There is anger here. I'm not sure where this anger is stemming from or where it comes from in you. You're definitely in a healing phase right now. And so I definitely sense, oh my goodness, yes. With this busy and this anger, you see how loud and like explosive those cards look? All that is in your energetic space, those squigglies. And so at this time, you're really trying to find a way to figure out how, where was I going? Yeah, not figuring out how. You're not worried about the how. You're focused on the what and the why. You want to heal. So make sure that you are putting the intentions out there to heal and using the energies of Mother Gaia and the earth and archangels to help you clear out those ancestral karmic patterns, those lifetimes of stuck energy. And this is a time of breaking patterns that no longer serve you. I mixed up my cards, so some of them are upside down now and whatever. It's okay. The Crossroads card came out here. So I definitely see this, and that black and red. I've also seen black and red a lot lately. Um, Black and red. Spirit, what is this? What is black and red? Black and red, they're harsh colors. And they're meant to get your attention. So Spirit's just saying that when you notice something with a black and red theme, or black and red, or black and white too, to take notice that this is like a sign from your guides telling you like this is the path you should be on. They're colors of healing because they're having you look at the harsher aspects of yourself and the parts of yourself that no longer serve you, but is also the parts of yourself that you push down in order to fit in or to fit the normal standard. When what's inside of you is not the normal standard, but it's not supposed to be. What's inside of you is supposed to be used for above standards. Okay, here's the standard. You're up. So I definitely will see you taking notice of black and red, black and white things now. Okay. And then we are going to end on this deck, which I love because it's a very positive affirmation deck. And I always love to lead the readings with positivity versus dread or like something bad is about to happen here. Okay, so what positive message can we leave the collective with at this time? Okay, all these cards falling on the floor. I don't know if that is a message in itself, but maybe you're dropping things lately. Um, I don't know what that is. Okay. Be strong, be fearless, be beautiful. That's truly the energy I feel at this time for you is just own it. Own it. Own yourself. Own who you are. Own it. You are who you are. You showed up. You were born on this planet. You made it this far. Spend the rest of it being authentic, being yourself, being someone you love. Yeah, and that's when that divine partner will be coming in, is when you have finally shown up as someone that you love. Yeah, that's lovely. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me. And this was a little bit nostalgic because I'm using decks that I haven't used in quite a while here, but the messages were just as strong as with my other decks, if not stronger. I hope that you move forward knowing your value, knowing your worth, knowing how beautiful you are. I truly feel the collective I connect to are people that are wanting to grow, wanting to heal fully and show up authentically, and then but there's just all this trauma and baggage that they're having to work through, and I'm here to help us work through it because I'm also working through it myself. Thank you guys so much. I love you so much. I truly do. I appreciate each and every one of you. And yeah, I hope you have a blessed day. Bye, guys.